completed my bachelor's in commerce from MS University, Vadodara. And my influential years have been spent in two cities of Vadodara and Lucknow. And my basic training from Bharatanatyam, the 15-year training, prolonged training happened under uh, Guru Rama Shrikant, who happens to be my first guru from Vadodara in the Kalakshetra style. And midway, when I was in Lucknow for around 8 years, am I right? 8 years, yes. I was learning at Bhatkhandi Music College under Guru Vasanthi Subramanian. But I would come during summer vacations and winter vacations to learn under my first teacher. So the impact of Kalakshetra style is very strong on my body and my mind. After I finished my bachelor's in commerce in Vadodara, I also did my engagement in second year of commerce. We all shifted to Pune. My parents shifted from Lucknow to Pune, and I shifted from Vadodara to Pune. And I think that was a very critical point in my life, in my career as well, because I was convinced that it's very difficult to earn your bread and butter from dance. And I'm talking about 98, when the whole satellite television, reality television, dance explosion hadn't taken place during that time. India was just opening up to myriad satellite TV channels. It hadn't the kind of boom which we have it right now, and the kind of options you have for choreographers didn't exist then. So at that juncture, I did a lot of research as to which career would I would I really want to choose, and it was very evident that I was interested in media, and I was definitely interested in the creative part of media, which would be either be script writing, direction, or acting, either of these three. So I decided that I would take my master's in mass communications. And while that was happening, parallelly, I got to visit Guru Dr. Siddharth Sapikar's workshop at a certain point in July or June, maybe. And at that point of time, uh, there was a dilemma whether to do masters in dance from Lalit Kala Kendra or do my masters in mass communications from University of Pune. And while all this dilemma was happening, my brother came to my rescue. At every point of dilemma, my brother has been there to help me out of that whole, to help me out in the decision making process. So my brother suggested that I should go ahead and do my masters in dance because I had already learned Bharatanatyam for around 15 years by then, or maybe, yeah, 15 years exactly. So he said that why not get one master's degree in dance and then again do a master's in mass communications and move on with another career. So even when I came for my master's in dance, it wasn't pretty sure that I would still pursue dance ahead. It was for the sheer fact that I had invested a lot of time and money in classical dance, and this would be an addition to my resume, and then I would move on to media studies. Interestingly, I secured admission in both the courses. I also got my admission masters in mass communications and then masters in dance. And I like it always happens that there are too many opportunities and I have to choose one from it. So I chose masters in dance just because my brother told me to. Otherwise, I would have liberally gone for a mass communication course because the kind of society we live in and the kind of pressures we have on the male gender are about earning ASAP as soon as possible. So uh, I thought that mass communications is a safer bet than classical dance. And it was very clear in my mind why I wanted to do this course. That was very clear from the beginning itself. I wanted to do this course because there were certain areas about music, about conceptual analysis of the compositions of Bharatanatyam, which were still unclear to me in the context of its structure, in the context of its history, so on and so forth. And at that juncture, I did my master's under Guru Dr. Suchita Zapekar. So my association with Lalit Kala started from there itself. Interestingly, I got my first choreography break in Lalit Kala Kendra itself, where I did choreography for Nagmandala, the play which was directed by one of the students of Lalit Kala Kendra during that point of time. And it became clear to where many people that I'm not just a dancer, but I also like to create dance pieces and create dance choreographies and stuff like that. So by that time in MA second year itself, I passed my national eligibility test for lectureship in the month of March. Yes, April 2000, before even passing out for my masters. So I had an offer from Lilith Kala Kendra to come as visiting faculty for theatre section for training their drama students in the context of body awareness. And because I got my net very early, I thought, oh, then maybe research could be an interesting option, which I was very much interested in. So the whole mass communication thing kind of took backseat after my masters because opportunities came just on and off. And I was having my dance classes during that time also because I wanted to. One of the biggest things in my life, in my brain, is always be to be self-reliant, uh, to not beg for money in front of my parents. And even that happened. So I registered for my PhD. And while this was happening, I was already working as a choreographer for certain corporate agencies, for ad agencies. So I think one thing which was clear in front of me, became clear in front of me, that work was going to come. It's not that I had to go to work. Work was coming to me. So that was a brighter picture in my career post Lalit Kala, and I think that has got a lot to do with the manner in which the whole Lalit Kala course gears you up. It does not limit. It does not limit you to just one particular field, because you're exposed to theater, you're exposed to classical music, you're exposed to this interdisciplinary exchange which happens in this college. So that kind of prepares you and for such a vision and for such opportunities. However, there were certain impediments here. Uh, after I registered for my PhD, I could not secure my fellowship due to the bureaucracy hassles which exist. And performing arts research is a very non-existent, kind of a plane in India. And if you're talking of Pune, it's even more non-existent. So uh, uh, now the whole situation is very different. Now people are aware. There is a lot on the net. You discuss so much. You have a whole community which wants to do that. During my time, I was the only one probably who wanted to pursue that in dance. Music, we already had one or two. So after I think a 3-year period, I was extremely discouraged, in spite of the fact that I did my first performance based on my research on Nayak, under the mentorship of senior disciple of Suchita Saprikar, who's Guru Smita Mahajan. And after that, I was still looking out for a better opportunity to pursue my research, but things didn't really work out. So I said, hey, this is the time to again go back to my backup plan, which was mass communications. And I did my course in television production in Xavier's Institute of Communications instead of going for a 2 years master course, which was also an option. That kind of opened up my eyes to many other things which I did not perceive, did not know. And it also opened up to the whole idea of what the target audience exactly consists of. So the journey from Lalit Kala to Xavier's was an interesting one, where I had taken a lot of dance projects, but as I pushed myself into media, I realized that there is so many inner dynamics of the performing arts fields which are connected to this whole economics, that was a part which I wasn't aware of, and that kind of gave me a holistic idea about what needs to be done. And after Xavier's, uh, as as the story goes, I was about to join a particular production house for as a scriptwriter assistant, obviously. So, but at that same juncture, um, I got Nritya Sangam with Shambhavi Dandekar, which was a Kathak Bharatanatyam collaboration that twisted my whole career, or you could say there was a full U-turn. Because here I did my Xavier's course and I was not really happy with by the way the performing arts research was figuring out, and I was saying, oh, this is not going to work out for me. And then something like this happens, and you go whole U-turn and you come back to dance again. So it has been an it has been a kind of a fluctuating uh, graph for me. Post that, of course, it has been very different.